Hello students, welcome to SanskarEdutech and my name is Alok Jha. I'm an assistant professor in PD Turakia Junior College of Commerce and Science, and our topic for today is Upon Westminster's Bridge by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was a leading English romantic poet. He helped begin the romantic movement with lyrical ballads written with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. His poetry focuses on nature, emotions and ordinary life. Famous works include Daffodils and The Prelude. Now, coming back to Upon Westminster's Bridge. Upon Westminster Bridge by William Wordsworth describes the beauty of London in the early morning. The poet stands on Westminster Bridge and admires the city covered in calm sunlight. He feels that the city looks peaceful and magnificent, almost like nature itself. The poet expresses his deep appreciation for the quiet and serene beauty of the city at dawn. Now, what we will do is, we'll try to get to know the poem in detail, and we'll start with first 4 lines of the poem. Alright, so first 4 lines. Earth has not anything to show more fair, dull would he be of soul who could pass by. A sight so touching in its majesty, this city now doth like a garment wear. Now, what exactly does this mean? In this first 4 lines of Upon Westminster Bridge, Wordsworth says that there is nothing more beautiful on earth than the view of London itself in the early morning. He feels that anyone who can pass by this sight without being deeply moved has no appreciation for beauty. The poet admires how calm and majestic the city looks at dawn. Now let us jump to the next 4 lines. It says, the beauty of the morning, silent bare, ships, towers, domes, theatres and temples lie unto the fields and to the sky, all bright and glittering in the smokeless air. What exactly does the poet mean by using these lines? Over here, he says that the city wears the beauty of the morning like a garment. The air is clear and smokeless, and the sunlight brightens everything. He mentions the ships, towers, domes, theatres, temples, showing how the city's buildings shine beautifully in the fresh morning light. Let us come to the next 4 lines, that is 9 to 12. Never did sun more beautifully steep in his first splendor, valley, rock or hill. Never saw I, never felt a calm so deep. The river glides at his own sweet will. Over here, Wordsworth says that the sun has never shone more beautifully on valleys, rocks or hills than it does on London that morning. He feels a deep sense of calm and joy as he watches the bright, peaceful scene. The river Thames flows smoothly at its own will, adding to the quiet beauty of the moment. Let us understand the last 2 lines. How does this poem end? Dear God, the very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lying still. In the last 2 lines, Wordsworth says that the city seems asleep in the quiet morning. Everything is still and peaceful, and even the mighty heart of London feels calm. He is amazed by this deep silence and tranquility in such a normally busy city. Now let us try to understand what are the themes that has been covered in this poem. First, beauty of nature and city. Now the poem shows that even a busy city like London can look beautiful as nature when seen in the calm morning light. Peace and calmness. Again, the early morning silence. Just imagine the early morning silence. It creates a sense of deep peace and tranquility. Harmony between nature and man. The city appears united with nature, shining under the sun and surrounded by fresh air. Sense of wonder and admiration. The poet expresses awe at the unexpected beauty of the urban scene. Now, let us move on to the poetic devices. In other words, the figures of speech that was used in this particular poem. Simile, the first one. Now, the example is, the city now doth like a garment wear. Now, over here, the city is compared to a person wearing beautiful garment. Okay, so it is comparison. It is direct comparison. Right, again, next is personification. The city wears beauty. Now, just imagine a city wearing something, city being a non-living thing, right? At his own sweet will, and the mighty heart of the city is described as lying still. Alright, now next one is metaphor. The city's mighty heart represents London's active life. Over here, the poet is trying to say that this city with all its might, because London, as we know, is a very populous city. So the city with all its might that actually is very mighty, over here it appears as very calm, because when we are looking at it in the morning over that bridge, of course, the city is very calm and peaceful indeed. Next is imagery. Vivid description of ships, towers, domes, temples, and the shining sun creates clear and visual pictures. So over here, when we are reading this poem, we can visualize everything in front of us. So William Wordsworth has beautifully portrayed the city of London in such a magnificent manner that you as a reader, you can visualize and you can again wonder about the things that are in front of you. Alliteration and repetition, of course. Repetition of consonant sounds such as silent, bare, these are repeated quite often. And again, hyperbole. Earth has not anything to show more fair. The very first line of the poem, it is nothing but hyperbole. Why hyperbole? Again, because in the very first beginning itself, Wordsworth wants to tell you that how and why the city, this particular city, is so big like no other. And no other city can be like London on this whole earth. Now over here, the exaggeration of the beauty of the scene is seen. Last but not the least, the sonnet form. Now Wordsworth was famous for bringing in sonnet form in all of his poems. The poem over here is written in patriarchal Italian sonnet with a specific rhyme scheme, that is ABB, AABBA, CD, CD, CD. Thank you so much.